Hey everyone, I'm Gwen and welcome to At Home with Gigi. I'm so happy that you stopped by today. If you're new, welcome, and I hope you decide to become a part of my YouTube family by subscribing, because here on my channel, I love to bring you DIYs and home decor that's not only easy to do, but it's very budget friendly. And today I have 3 farmhouse projects for you that I just know you're going to love. Now, let's get started because I am so excited to show you how these projects turned out. For this project, you're going to need lamb's ear, white roses, and this beautiful lavender. And the lavender and the lamb's ear and the Waverly chalk paint, all of that came from Walmart. The roses, this bucket, and the styrofoam block all came from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to start this project by painting the bucket, just one layer all the way around, and then I'm using a damp paper towel and just removing some of the paint, and I just went back and forth adding paint and removing it until I got the look that I was looking for, which is kind of a faded, vintagey type look. And you see that I already have twine on the handles there. I didn't show you that because I am reusing this bucket from a project at Easter. And I'm just going to keep continuing adding paint and wiping it off until I get that look I'm looking for. And this project was inspired by a picture that I saw on Pinterest, and they were asking right at $60 for this arrangement, and I knew I already had all of the items and that I could recreate it for much less, and I think it came out to about $8 to $10 depending on what you already have on hand. And I'm just adding the lamb's ear in right here along with the roses. The lamb's ear, you can get 2 pieces for $2 from Walmart, and the lavender that came from Walmart, they were only 97 cents for each bunch. And then I had these white roses from the Dollar Tree that was left over from Valentine's Day. You're going to have to let me know at the end because I'm going to insert a picture from Pinterest and let me know if I did a good job or not recreating this arrangement, because I love it. I ended up putting it on my dining room table as a centerpiece. At the end, you will see that I do go back and add a little bit of boxwood greenery around the bottom of my arrangement because it was too much of a gap between the bucket and the bottom of the flowers. But you don't have to use boxwood. I just had that on hand. You could add some Spanish moss or something like that. I just didn't have any handy, so I just grabbed the boxwood. But I love how it turned out. I think it is just so pretty. I'm just showing it here with some books that came from the Dollar Tree. I just turned the covers inside out. And this is the arrangement from Pinterest. So let me know if I was able to recreate it close enough or not. Start this project by sanding down this wooden sign, and this came from Walmart, I believe. When I bought it almost a year ago, it was less than $5. And I'm just going to sand it down real well to get all the rough edges off of it, but also make sure that you go back and give it a really good wipe down to get all that grit off of it from sanding it. But it'll just give it a nice clean finish and get off some of those scuff marks from being stored for such a long time. And I'm just going to use Waverly chalk paint in white and just give it one good coat. I love Waverly chalk paint because it is just so thick, and this bottle has lasted for forever because, like I said, it's so thick, most of the time you only need one coat of it. I gave the sign a little bit of time to dry, And then I went in with the Waverly wax and mixed a little bit of water with it and took a dry brush and just dry brushed some of that on there to give it a bit of a distressed look. I'm also using a damp cloth and then just going back and wiping off some of the excess. I did get a little heavy-handed with the wax, and if that happens to you, if you don't want it to be that dark, you can always go back and add a little more paint if wiping it off with the cloth doesn't get enough of it off. But I didn't mind the distressed look. And also the basket that I'll be adding to the front will cover up some of that. If you don't like a distressed look, then by all means just paint your sign whatever color you want and then just leave it as is. But I'm kind of enjoying the distressed farmhouse look. And I'm going to be using this galvanized family sign from the Dollar Tree and this basket. It's an insert that goes inside of a hanging basket. And I'm just going to cut it down some and try and make it fit on the front of this sign. I actually have to go back and trim off quite a bit. And as you'll see here in a couple of minutes, I probably should have trimmed just a little bit more because it required a lot of hot glue to fold it in where it would look nice and neat on the front of my sign. But that's okay. I was going for a rustic look anyway. As you can see, I'm having to press pretty hard right here to get this to stay in place. So just keep that in mind if you decide to do this. And be careful not to burn your fingers. Just adding more glue along the edges here, and then I'm going to attach it to the front of my sign here. And then I do have to hold it down again pretty tightly and for a couple of minutes until it starts to set up and stay in place. Just take your time and have fun with it. It's not always about being perfect. It's just enjoying yourself. And I'm just lining up where I want my family sign here. And I'm going to use a combination of gel Gorilla Glue and hot glue. I find that I love the Gorilla Glue a lot better than I do the E6000. But if that's all you have on hand, please feel free to use whatever that you have on hand. But I get these little tubes from Walmart, and it doesn't seem to dry out quite as fast if you get the small individual tubes. And it does not give off a smell the way that the E6000 does. I don't show it here, but I do add a couple of clamps along the edges just to make sure that the sign is going to stay in place and set up really well. I also let this set overnight just to make sure that everything was going to stay in place before I started inserting my flowers. And these beautiful stems all came from the Dollar Tree. I am not clipping them down. I'm just going to put them in there, just spread them apart and fluff them up a little bit and put them in there. But if you wanted to add some styrofoam or Spanish moss or something and clip yours down and just arrange them, and you don't have to use even this type of flowers. You can pretty much use whatever you want. This sign is just so versatile that I am definitely going to be using this for my fall and Christmas and winter decorating. You guys will definitely see this again, and I'm just bending them down and spreading them out how I want them to look. I want it to have just a really full, lush look like it would if it was in an actual hanging basket. And I am loving this. The more I look at it, the more I just love it. I'm just going to make a sweet little bow out of some leftover ribbon from a project that I did for Mother's Day. And I'll link that video below. And I'm just going to use a pipe cleaner, tie it around the center. And then I'm also going to use a piece of ribbon and just put it around the middle of the bow just to hide that pipe cleaner. And just fluff it up and arrange it until you get it to how you like it. I'm gonna fold the ribbon in thirds and then add just a little dot of hot glue to hold it in place, and then just, like I said, wrap it around the center of your bow, and it will hide that pipe cleaner. I did hot glue my bow to the front of my little basket there. Thinking about it now, I wish that I had not hot glued it, but that's okay. I can go back and use a blow dryer and loosen it up whenever I'm ready to switch out my florals and bows for a different season. And like I said, I think this is absolutely beautiful. I love this. And this is the finished look, guys. And I'm just displaying it here with some of my other decorations, but you can hang it on the wall, put it over your mantle, however you want to display it. And again, you can use any flowers or ribbon that you have on hand. I really like this, and I cannot wait to use it for the different seasons. I'm excited to see what it's going to look like. Okay, so this last DIY is more of a hack than it is a DIY. And you're just going to use whatever flower stems you have on hand, a pitcher or a vase, and then just some tissue that you would use in a gift bag. And if your stems aren't long enough, they don't set up high enough in your pitcher or vase, just wad some of this tissue up and place it down in there. And then just arrange your flower stems inside of it. Just spread them out and fluff them up until they look pretty to you. And it's just that easy. Absolutely no skill and very little time required. And if you're like my sister who says she cannot decorate, you can do this. So B, you can do this. And this was in real time. I didn't speed up the video. I didn't edit it. And it took less than 2 minutes to create such a pretty arrangement. And this is how it looks sitting on 3 books. And like I said earlier, the 3 books came from the Dollar Tree. I just picked up 3 of them in relatively the same size. Made sure all the inside covers was white and turned them inside out. Laid a bead garland there beside them, a candle, and there you go. Easy peasy, guys. And this is what it looks like sitting on my dining room table. I simply set it in the center of a wreath that I picked up from Hobby Lobby a few months ago, 50% off, which made it, I believe, less than $7. And you have a beautiful centerpiece for no effort and very little money. And then I just repurposed a plant stand and put that in the corner of my dining room, added some of my decor to it. And I think it is absolutely gorgeous sitting there. I hope you've enjoyed my video today, and if you did, please give me a big thumbs up and comment down below and let me know which one was your favorite and if you'll be recreating one of my projects. By commenting and giving me a thumbs up, guys, you would really help my channel to grow, and it lets YouTube know that people are interacting with my videos. And if you do that, I sure do appreciate it. And thank you so very much for being here.
Of all the magic places in the world I've been to, this is where my heart is. Oh, you know it's true. No matter where I go, I'm coming home to you.